Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the GEST Dota 2 February edition. That's right, even though it's March, we're just wrapping up the February Cup. Running a little bit behind to start this year, but don't worry, we'll get things sorted out very soon. I'm LD, and I'm joined here today by Eternal Envy, and we are going to be casting the grand finals of the GEST. $1,500 at play in this particular match for the tournament as a whole. First place gets 1,000, second place gets 500, and it will be a best out of 5. Of course, Orange, the last time they played Winter's team, Team ABC, well, they crushed them, but things have changed a tiny bit. FC is standing in for Ling. I know Winter's been training hard to try and take them down. Orange are the kings of SEA. Can they do it again? We'll find out. Envy, how you doing?
Reserve time.
We did it, guys. We loaded. Yes!
We have 14 people in the lobby, which I believe is the maximum, not counting the players, of course. So 24 total. It loaded with like 3 seconds. I did not expect that. I'm a natural cynic. I was like, nope, we're going to have to go through this.
Yeah, me too. I was like, we're done, guys. We have to try again.
Well, occasionally there's a sunlight at the end of the tunnel. There is sunlight at the end of the tunnel, or something along those lines. So, well, as for these two teams, I know you haven't watched too much Southeast Asian Dota, so you may not be familiar with how they're picking, but Orange, obviously the kings of Southeast Asia. Keeper of the Light is in the pool. That's something that Winter does really, he thinks, I mean, most players though agree it's a pretty high value pick, and it's certainly left in the pool. Will he go for it?
And Mushi says, nope, I'm picking Shadow Demon.
Well, I want to point out with Orange, they've been doing something interesting lately, which is they've been running a lot of like timing pushes, and by that I mean very early. And it's not only interesting because it's unusual in general as of late in Dota. We don't really see that much of it, but it's especially unusual for Orange, who's always been about the split pushing, getting their carries fat, having multiple cores back when Yamate and Mushi were both playing for the team, and angling for late game. That's usually how Orange was winning in the past, but this team, Mushi's been playing heroes like Luna, building early drums, then going BKB, not going for Midas, not doing anything greedy at all. They get the early mech up and Chen on Extinct, and they just go and push, which, well, it's not something Orange used to do much of, and I'm not sure if they'll do it in this game.
But it's pretty common in the rest of the Dota scene, right? Like, even if Orange doesn't do it, like, timing pushes that have it's not like they're going for these, like, 5-man, like, if we don't win right now, we lose. You know, they still have Luna, so if their push gets them, like, a few towers, then instead of having a Midas to give you the extra go, you just, you know, get towers and get you the extra go that way. So I think it's fine.
Yeah, let's see what they go for. Enigma and Rubik picked up very early, so they protect the black hole a little bit with the Rubik pick, and also get a really strong support. As for how FC is going to factor into the roster, I talked to Winter, and he said that they're going to be pretty flexible, so we could see FC on support. We could see him potentially in the safe lane here and there. They're going to be pretty flexible with who plays what position. The only thing that's really fixed is that Winter's going to be playing that support role, and Hantrash players generally going to be on the carry. So we'll see how things develop, but Orange, well, something different. So maybe that style that they were using was more just to get through some of the lower tier teams of this tournament quickly.
They picked some really annoying tanky heroes. Like, even if the Enigma were to get a black hole off, I'm not sure they're going to be able to burst down the Lifestealer or the Lone Druid. They can just charge in. Like, they don't have many stuns right now. They only have the Shadow Demon. The Lifestealer or Lone Druid doesn't have a stun. But it might be okay if they just tank the entire thing.
Yeah, they're tanky. They're difficult to bring down. They can go offensive tri-lane if they want. They don't have to. Actually, for Orange, generally they've been throwing KYXY on the Lone Druid, and they put him in the offlane by himself. So I suppose that's the most likely thing in this game. And then we would see Mushi on the Lifestealer in the safe lane, which means they don't have their mid yet. And ABC is going to pick up a TA here, so all the melee mids that Orange might like to go for, which is generally what they've been favoring, are going to be a little bit harder to play against that TA.
I think, I'm not sure what Winter's going to do right now. They could ban the Queen of Pain, which is one of the better heroes against the Templar Assassin, but giving Mushi Queen of Pain might be fine, just because they lack the stuns for the Templar and the Enigma. And those are two heroes you want to keep locked down.
Actually, with the new... So, since Orange made their roster change where Ohio and Net joined them from MUFC, it's generally been Ohio who actually goes mid, so...
I said Mushi. Wait, what? MUFC?
Well, Ohio and O is Ohio on our...
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so Ohio's been playing the mid role since he joined the team. Mushi's actually been getting the safe lane farm. So, if anything, it would probably be Ohio, who... I mean, obviously, when you...
Are you sure about that? Because Mushi's always been... he doesn't always go mid. Like, generally, he tries to play the quote-unquote most important hero. You know, like, if they have, like, a Void, then he'll play the Void, regardless of what hero goes mid.
He's been going pretty much exclusively to the safe lane, like, every single game. Throughout this event, I think in SEA League as well. Well, in SEA League, no, he was going mid, but that's because Ohio wasn't playing. They had sort of an up-and-coming player, Kachikimba, who's their sixth man, I guess their backup. So they gave him the safe lane, and Mushi went mid. But generally with this particular roster, he does go safe lane. Either way, I mean, the thing with Ohio is his hero pool is quite diverse. You actually cast a game with me in the GST Challenge where he played Tinker. It was pretty crazy game. He had the Ethereal Blade Dagon 5 at one point, I think. I think that was you who cast with me.
Yeah, that was the supposedly gonna be horrible game. It turned to epic game because they had like Carl and Tinker, which is like two of the most making the game horrible heroes.
Yeah, so if you're my good luck or bad luck charm, depending on what way you look at it, this game could be absolutely insane. But we'll see.
I think there was like 3 Garo Rapier games in a row. I was like, what?
Yeah, there was a lot of Rapiers at play.
Anymore. They used to pick Garo a lot, right? And the Garo is still one of the, well, at least in the Western scenes, considered one of the most imbalanced heroes.
Yeah, Gyrocopter is he's not that popular in Southeast Asia. He does see some play, but he's more of like a fringe pick, not really a core carry pickup. And so interestingly, Winter is going to ban out the Chen, which I guess makes sense because they don't really have the ability to get that aggressive with this lineup. And I mean, given the heroes that are left in the pool, you don't want to let Extinct free farm in the jungle. I also want to point out his Chen play is kind of ridiculous. Like he's always hitting level 6 or 7 at like the 4.5-5 minute mark. He's stacking, always gets a wild, can constantly farm me with the tornado after the creeps are stacked. He's stacking 2 camps at once, so giving them respect ban there.
That's like insanely fast. All 6-4 minutes. Are you sure?
Maybe like 5 to 6 minutes, but yeah, I mean he stacks 2 camps simultaneously with a wildkin and his hero, then he farms them with the tornado. So it's about as fast as you can juggle it. He seems to have really good wildkin luck as well.
Look at Winter's bans, or ABC's bans. They seem to have the idea that you talked about, that like what Orange likes to do. You said that they like to go for these timing pushes to transition into the late game, which they currently have right now. Like Lone Druid, Lifesteal are pretty decent in the late game, and they can still go for these dives and these early aggression. And they banned Chen, which is a good counter to Enigma because of the net. You can just get a net creep and just camp it outside. And also it's a really good pushing hero. Leshrak's also considered a pretty good pushing hero. So, and also banning the Leshrak, it kind of hinders Orange's aggressive trialing ability because the Shadow Demon into Leshrak into Lifestealer combo is pretty strong. So maybe that's why they're banning those heroes.
Yeah, KY, I think the big thing here is that Ohio's hero hasn't been picked up yet, so we pretty much know KYX is going to play the Lone Druid. We know the Lifestealer and Lifestealer is going to be Mushi. The Shadow Demon could be Extinct or Net, so they need one support, they need their solo mid, but we don't know if they're going aggressive or not. They certainly could. They're up against Enigma, which generally weakens your laning stage quite a bit until he gets those items, but are they going to do it? I'm not entirely sure. I guess it'll depend on the way the rest of the draft develops. And
I think there's a high likelihood that they're going to go aggressive. One thing bad about going aggressive trialing against the Templar Assassin is like, generally, if you go short lane trialing, you can gank the Templar, and ganking Templar is a really big deal. Usually when you go aggressive, the chances of you ganking isn't as much. You could go for a smoke gank every now and then, but it generally puts your trialing at risk, and you want to stay in the trialing as much as possible. But the trialing, regardless, is still going to be decent because of the Lone Druid free farm in the safe lane. Like if they put Enigma off lane against Lone Druid, he's not going to stand a chance. And there's not many heroes in the pool right now that they can pick to go one-on-one with the Lone Druid.
Yeah, so I wonder where that Enigma's going. Will he be mid? Will he be off lane? I guess he's the best hero they have to match against the Druid.
Him going mid is really low.
Yeah, well, Queen of Pain, now he's definitely going off lane. So, looks like Enigma versus Lone Druid, probably. Their tri-lane, they go for Vengeful Spirit, who I guess does give you a really nice setup stun, but she's mostly, I feel, picked up by Orange here because she scales really well with the Lifesteal and the Lone Druid. I think Orange picked her earlier this tournament, and they were just maxing the aura right away, not even leveling a PAL or the missile until much later on.
That's really weird, because I would think you would get the Terror, because they have a lot of physical damage with the Nax and Lone Druid, and you want the Terror as fast as possible. They don't have much magical damage right now, except like the Shadow Demon can do quite a bit of damage with the poison, but that's generally not considered in the game plan, because their support might not do that well.
Yeah, I mean, if they go aggressive tri-lane, you'd expect she would be leveling up one of those two, either the missile or the Hal, but I mean, I think this game they ran it defensively, or maybe it wasn't Orange.
You said you leveled the aura. He's definitely gonna level the missile, that's for sure. But I just
if they go aggressive. Well, no, the game that I cast, the player did not do it. But
level 1 missile into aura.
Yeah, aura max. It was like the old school build, but obviously the missile is different now. It scales with levels. So back in the day in Dota, I don't know if you were playing
That
Dota?
sounds okay. That actually sounds good. If he goes 1 into missile and 2 max the other 2 skills.
Yeah.
I was back in those days. I did play, or at least I did watch some commentaries from time to time, and I do know about the 144 build.
Yeah. It used to be really strong. Beastmaster. Oh, man.
Aura. Oh, Beastmaster is actually one of the better heroes against Templar Assassin mid.
Okay, so they have TA and they have Queen of Pain. I guess, is the Queen of Pain going safe lane with the Rubik and then Enigma off lane?
That actually sounds pretty good because the Queen of Pain can survive the Lifesteal Shadow Demon VS combo, and that allows the supports to roam around, maybe gank the Lone Druid. Because I don't think there's any hero that I can pick right now that can take the Lone Druid 1-on-1.
I guess the only issue is if they don't do well in the laning stage, come mid-game, I mean, Orange has crazy physical damage. Inner Beast, Avenge's Aura, Hal as well, and then just the physical DPS of Druid and Lifestealer. So they have to at least break even in this laning stage.
I actually think Orange outpicked ABC insanely hard right now. Right now, ABC has a lot of like TA, Queen of Pain. They have a lot of burst damage, and this burst damage isn't gonna do much against the triple tankiness of the core heroes on Orange, and they have a VS and the Shadow Demon for the swap and the disruption. And going late game, the Aura strat plus the Lone Druid Lifesteal, I just think it's gonna be stronger unless Reaver gets extremely farmed.
There's also a lot of burst damage and a lot of chain stun from Orange, so the chances of Winter being able to steal big spells, well, there's not really anything that big to steal anyway. No big AoE ultimates at any rate, and Weaver, I guess the Weaver is going to head... What are they doing with their... I guess it's a jungle Enigma now, but... So
They could long lane the Templar. I've seen it happen from time to time. It's really good against Lone Druid, but I mean, that's extremely risky. They have to assume that Orange is going completely aggressive trialing in order for them to just put, okay, Templar Assassin off lane, go.
Well, I guess it kind of fits the way the draft developed, right? They couldn't really try and win the fights anymore. At the point they were in the draft, they're not going to win 5v5. So I guess Weaver's the best hero that's left that gives them the chance to split push and dominate the lanes.
Yeah, but Orange is just going to go for a 5-man aura, like 5-man push. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to split push fast enough or be able to pick them off before they start the push.
All right, well, quickly, let's introduce the players on the side of Team Winter, or Team ABC. We have Winter playing the Rubik, Sentries and Observers picked up. FC heading top as the Templar Assassin, rushing the bottle, so we expect him to go mid. On-Trash player with the Ring of Protection. Looks like Tranquil Boots for him. Wang going, playing the Enigma. 5 Clarities picked up, heading towards the middle lane right now. Nothing more on the Weaver. And I believe this is... Oh, who am I missing? This is... getting the players mixed up here. Whatever, I'll figure out who it is. But then on the other side, we have Orange Esports or Team Mushi. KYXY playing the offlane Lone Druid. They don't really run their Druid mid or safe lane ever. It's always offlane. Ohio on the Beastmaster, rushing the bottle. No regen even picked up yet. Net playing the safe lane VS support. Extinct on the Shadow Demon. Smoke already picked up, and boy, do they have a strong roaming potential. And then the Lifestealer with an early Quelling Blade and the Stout Shield, so just expecting that he's not going to have a hard time in this lane. May even be expecting them to abandon the lane.
I have a lot to talk about right now. So they did go for the safe lane trialing, which is not what I expected. I think they decided to do this because ABC does have Rubik plus Enigma, which are 2 of the worst heroes you can possibly put up against the Lone Druid. The Lone Druid can just pull the Creep Wave, and without the Lush Stun or Lena Stun or like Sleep or Venomancer or like Poison, like they're not gonna be able to stop the bear from pulling the wave repeatedly. So he's gonna get a few levels on the Syllabare, whereas I don't think Reaver is gonna get us much from the Shadow Demon plus VS. I don't expect him to get much or anything at all.
And what do you do if you don't get the levels? Because there's not really a big plan B for the Weaver.
Yeah, he's kind of screwed if he doesn't get the levels.
Like a hero like Bounty Hunter can go disrupt the pulls, harass in the jungle, but that's not really an option for Weaver. He's got four, maybe 5 Sakuchis at level 1 before his mana runs out, counting his base regen, and
yeah, and look at this bear.
That's not a whole lot. He
just pulled the Creep Wave, and his bear only lost 400 HP, and that's not much. He's gonna be able to do it like 3 more times, and then he's gonna summon a new bear. He's gonna do it 3 more times, and over and over and over again. He's gonna get a lot of levels in comparison to his Reaver. He also put the Tango on his bear, which is what Armor Bulldog does as well, and it's really good. The only thing he needs to watch out for is that the Rubik doesn't pull his bear up the hill. If he doesn't get to do that, then I expect them to do really well top lane and bottom lane, and even the mid lane.
Yeah, Winter wants to wants to do something to the bear, but like you said, they're lacking on damage to actually bring it down. He's gonna try and pull KYXY. He's gonna disrupt the pull as well. Only the range creep. Really nice play in the offlane for KYXY. Now the rotation from the Weaver. He's just gonna head mid, but realistically, TA and Weaver are not gonna kill the Beastmaster. So just nothing for this Weaver to do.
Yeah,
he could get the
could
courier.
go one forever.
Is he trying to snipe the courier? I wonder if TA's calling out. Calling out how many last hits the Beastmaster has.
Oh, he doesn't see the courier.
Oh, he's going for it. He's going for it. He's gonna get it. Big plays for the Weaver. You know, we were saying, what can he do? Well, there's something he can do. That's a pretty big contribution, but still, how is he gonna get any experience this game?
Yeah, I don't think it's enough. Just because, had he killed it before the bottle was delivered, TA would have just destroyed the mid lane, but he didn't kill it before the bottle got delivered.
Yeah, so Beastmaster, obviously, well, he has actually has not gone for the inner beast build, which is what the Chinese players favor. He goes for the boar, and it looks like he's actually leveling it up quite a bit. So he'll have the boar, he'll have the hawk. Let's see if he continues.
That's not good. That's not good for the laning phase. He's gonna lose now. The Templar Assassin actually plays somewhat even against the Beastmaster first 4 levels. If he goes inner beast, but this item build, skill build, I'm not sure he's gonna be able to take the Templar.
Well, and the runes are especially important for him, right? Because he doesn't have a courier to battle Crow, and if you go inner beast, if anything, I would say
he's gonna lose.
Better, but you have
really
better
bad.
rune control, right? Because you could just push the wave with inner beast and X's, and then how does the TA check the runes?
No, generally, like in pro games nowadays, it's not like in the past where the rune control is based on what hero you have, like Puck or Queen of Pain or whatever. Generally nowadays, it's based on your supports, and you're not gonna get the top rune just because the supports are gonna be camping. It doesn't matter if you're Queen of Pain or Puck or whatever, or if you're Beastmaster. I mean, he's gonna get his side of the rune, and the opponent's gonna get the other side of the rune. And the Reaver is gonna probably scout the bottom rune, so he's probably not gonna get any rune on the Beastmaster.
Well, it seems like at least the top rune he might be able to get his hands on it. Winter and Wang Wang are pretty much focused on pulling at this point and trying to deal with the bear. But yeah, the bottom rune, the Weaver, has nothing else to do. So you're right, he's not getting that.
Oh, this Reaver's gotta be so useless. He's stacking the Ancients, but I don't think stacking Ancients does anything with the lineup that they have on ABC.
Well, I guess they have Enigma, they have TA, maybe they can farm them at like the 15-minute mark or something, but they don't have a lamp to do it really early.
Yeah, that's not early enough. I think oh, Bear might die. No, he's not. He's fine. He doesn't have boots on the Rubik. He's not gonna catch up. But they're gonna go for a push now. There's 3 range creeps, and he's gonna get the bear. He's gonna have a resummon, but this push might be pretty strong. I have a feeling it's not gonna work though. I think the bear's just gonna pull the wave away.
Nice shot by the Beastmaster. Actually denied the top rune with his boar, and well, they could push. The Queen of Pain actually hasn't spent her gold yet. I wonder what Entourage player is saving for. I was thinking Tranquil Boots. Oh, first blood, bottom blade. Weaver will go down. He was still level 1. I mean, realistically, what do you do? That Sakuchi is not that effective against Disruption, Magic Missile, as long as the Sentry Ward's there. And the cooldown is so long at level 1.
Well, that sucks so much, because he had a wave pushing into his tower, so had he lived there, he would have got like 2 levels from that. Now he's not gonna get anything. And this push top isn't working for him either. Like I said, the bear just stopped the push of his bear. He just pulled the wave away.
Well, he'll at least get level 2 off of this, but he could easily be halfway to level 3. Things are not...
The only thing good for them is that the TA forced the Beastmaster to heal, because he can't get the rune, he can't get any regen because there's no chicken. So they are winning the mid lane, but he's not winning by that much. He's not like snowballing out of control right now.
The TA has not been getting the runes either. Beastmaster's like, well, if I can't have them, I'm going to deny them, so that you can't get them either. Now Beastmaster TP's back mid, but Ohio is almost level 6, and we'll see if he goes for something like an early smoke. Something Orange likes to do is, generally they don't go for the early smoke ganks, but around like the 6 to 8 minute mark. That's when Ohio and Net really like to get active around.
ABC is gonna smoke behind and kill Ohio. It's gonna be a pretty big kill to get it. They need this Templar Assassin to do really well in order to win this game.
No TPs on the supports. There's no way to help Ohio right now. He gets thrown back into the creeps. Should be dropping here very soon. Roar onto Wang Wang, who's tanking the tower. May actually die for this. He will go down. Oh no! Caught under the tower. Good roar there, but just Enigma a bit overextended. Should have stayed back a little more. Let something else tank it. Yikes.
It's still a really good kill by ABC. He didn't get any experience for that, so I think it's okay. They're gonna do a lot of damage to his tower with the Eidolons and the TA. He's probably gonna get down to half experience. So.
Winter picks up a regen rune. He's up to level 4, getting some decent experience. Queen of Pain not really able to keep the Lone Druid out of lane at all. He's already up to level 5, 6 minutes in. It's almost like he was just 1v1 in terms of how much experience he's got, but they will go in now. KYXY looks to be in trouble. Lifted back, thrown into the Scream. Balafist as well, and now they should be able to push, in fact. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, simultaneously the Weaver dies again, but I have a feeling we're going to see this movie quite a few more times before this game is done. I just don't see how this Weaver avoids dying at this point.
It's gonna be a forest 5 for a long time. The only contribution it's gonna have is the first skill, and the other small contribution it's gonna have is to force the opponent to buy sentry wards. But I'm really surprised they didn't use a glyph for the mid tower. It went down to 150 HP from nearly full.
Well, they will. It looks like they did use it.
No, they didn't. They used it for a top tower. I said that they were gonna lower it down to half HP because I expected them to use a glyph, but they didn't, and they might even lose a tower now because the Beastmaster is nowhere in sight.
And there's still no TPs on either of the supports, so they're just committed to pushing bottom instead.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I don't know if I agree with this play because they didn't really need the Beastmaster to push against a level 1 Reaver. It was completely unnecessary.
Well, I guess they want to go for 2, but we'll see. Giving up the tower like this when your mid game is so strong, it is going to allow... I mean, ABC's a split push lineup. They're all about snowballing the Templar Assassin, the Queen of Pain, and then finding pickoffs around the map. And if you give them a good start, it can be hard to catch up. There's the Malefice, diving KYXY. Remember, no TPs on the supports. Net has one now, but not going to TP into that. Actually, no, he is. He gets Black Hole for his trouble. Net will go down to this, and now they may go for the tier 2. Meanwhile, Weaver holding on to his own tower, so a really questionable TP there from Net, and now the tower with... Well, maybe they won't push it. They're all quite low.
Also, very questionable, just overall play from the team, I think. They should just defend their towers.
Oh, Weaver gets disrupted and Dustin, and it's gonna Sakuchi, but roars. Oh, that's poor Weaver. Nothing more, indeed. But I really think ABC is getting good trades overall.
Yeah, overall, I think this is really good for their team. Their Templar is gonna have like a 10-minute blink there. Holy shit.
Well, and also what's surprising is they had a Lifestealer versus a Weaver, and the Lifestealer had an easy start, so you'd think they could have smoke ganked mid at some point, but in fact it was ABC who was putting the early ganks on.
Yeah.
So
overall, in the last like 2 minutes, what happened is they traded bottom tower for mid tower, but the mid tower, I feel like it's more important than the bottom tower, because the bottom tower doesn't give you much control over anything. Like, what do you get from that tower? You don't get any control over any area of the map, except the Ancients, which you're not going to care about for a long time. Whereas the mid tower actually gives them a lot of area for the Queen of Pain and the Templar Assassin to gank. Also, the top tower, they took down the top tower and they lowered the second tower to a very low.
And now the Lone Druid's actually getting bullied out of the lane a little bit because he doesn't have his bear. The tower is low top. If they can kill that tower off, their map control is going to be pretty damn good because they can start rotating towards mid. And Queen
it also means they're going to Roshan too, probably.
Yeah.
Oh, he didn't go for the blink dagger, but had he went for a blink dagger, it would have been like an 8-minute and 40-second blink dagger phase. But that's insane. He is so farmed right now.
Yeah, he's going Yasha, so they're really committing to the split push.
Yeah. I think he's gonna... I think in the Western scene they go for the drum first, but... This is a new build, like people used to just go top first.
Yeah, roar into Winter, and he's level 6, unfortunately. Looks like he'll fall. Can he steal anything? He's just gonna drop. The team decides to back off, so they lose the Rubik. Not the biggest deal, because 2 supports did smoke for that, and there's no tower to fall. TA still pressuring mid. Weaver finally getting something bottom, at least getting levels. And like you said, the Swarm is a decent contribution in team fights. Not as good as all the other offlaners, but it's at least something better than being level 1 and just dying constantly.
He's doing something else that's really big, the Reaver. It's that he forces the opponent to buy Dust and Sentry Wards. It's a really big deal, because the supports are going to be fairly farmed, which leaves a lot of room for the Queen of Pain and the Templar Assassin to pick them off. But as I was saying before, this is a new build from TA, which is being used more and more. People are foregoing the Blink Dagger altogether and going to drums into Manta. That's at least the Western scene. Like, Honey's done it, Snake King's done it, and it seems like it's catching on the Asian scene as well, except there's no drums.
Well, I think this game, it makes more sense, because sure, they have a bit of an advantage right now, but Orange has really good counter ganking. Lifestealer is very hard to kill. He can just rage and try and run away from you. Shadow Demon can disrupt himself, wait for backup. They have Roar, as well as the Vengeful Spirit stun to just delay the TA while the team arrives. And I mean, their split push lineup, they just don't have that much team fight, aside from the Enigma. Well, his mech is coming fairly soon. But
so they do know they're going to
lineup.
I don't know if this play is good from ABC right now. They decided to go for the Roshan, 200 gold away from the mech. Maybe they don't need the mech, but I mean, why wouldn't he just wait 1 minute for it?
Well, they're taking a lot of damage as well to the new slam. The new slam is so freaking loud, dude. I keep on thinking like someone's breaking into my house every time I hear it. and Orange is actually going to fight this. They're smoked up. There are sentries layering the wards, or the river rather, so they know it's coming. Wait, has Soul Ring, has Black Hole. He runs up the hill. He runs back down. Is he gonna Black Hole? He Soul Rings. He looks to go. Can he catch anybody? He will catch two with the Black Hole. They get the Aegis. The Weaver picks it up of all heroes, and then Mushi charges into the Black Hole, into where the Black Hole was. The disruption on the Enigma, keeping him alive. He's gonna live. Mushi in the middle of the entire fight has not killed anyone yet. He has an armlet up, but he's just not quite able to do the damage. Queen of Pain joins the fight. ABC is just smashing Orange right now. Although that was not a good Queen of Pain ult, it doesn't matter in the end. They get the kills. They get the Aegis as well. And the Weaver of all heroes picks it up just in the chaos there. Just somebody grab the damn thing, and I mean, what a great fight for ABC.
Yeah, that was a good fight for them. I think Mushi should have been there a lot earlier. He decided to farm bottom. And this also shows how important that mid tower was. Had the mid tower been up, the Celebrate would have TP'd in. Because they needed someone to tank for him. They needed either the Nax or the Celebrate to go in. And Mushi was farming bottom for some reason. And the Celebrate, like, he couldn't TP because there's no tower middle.
And Queen of Pain's going for an early Orchid. So the early Yasha already out on the TA. The Manta coming quite soon, in fact. And the Orchid coming out as well. And these supports are going to be food. Really negates the power of a hero like Shadow Demon when you can just silence him and kill him, and he can't do anything. He can't disrupt himself. I think this is a great choice, and the map control is really starting to accelerate in their favor. They still have all their outer towers except for that one tower bottom.
Yeah, and like Orange's lineup is based on 5-manning, and their 5-man's weaker right now because they don't have a mech. Their supports are way too poor to afford the mech, and no one else is. Well, the Beastmaster's getting it, but he's really poor. He lost the mid lane really badly.
I mean, if you look at CS, he's at 42, TA is at 71. Sure, Mushi's at 81 CS, but they have ways to deal with Mushi if he's the only farm carry, because they could just run away from him on their 3 core heroes, and Enigma, of course, can Black Hole him, but the main thing is, Mushi can't find kills unless his team's there to assist him. Queen of Pain jumps in middle lane, a little harassment on Ohio, not going to commit just yet. And Wangwang's rotating mid, they have the mech up, they see that Orange doesn't, and I guess they're going to go for the push with the Aegis. Or are they?
I don't think they should. I think they should just keep farming.
By the way, somebody should really buy a gem, because look at this map right now. They totally could too on the side of ABC. I wonder if Winter's going to save. He's got Arcane Boots. I imagine he really prioritizes gem, and I imagine it'll be next on his list at this rate.
Winter? Oh, the Enigma?
Yeah, I mean, generally in the Asian scene, the gem is like really, really high priority, especially with the Chinese teams.
Especially since the BKB wouldn't be as important, just because they do have to swap. So right now, they're trying to out-farm the opponent by taking control of the opponent's force. ABC is anyway. That's pretty good, I think.
Mushi sitting at about 700 gold, push pressuring the top lane. Net was smoked up, I believe, for this. Catches Winter. Winter throws Net back, throws the magic missile away. That was a nice job. They're going to have to roar for this kill. No, actually, they're not. Disruption is there. In the end, Winter disrupts himself just to delay the inevitable. He will go down, but he does force 3 heroes to spend all their time wall. The push mounts bottom, so he dies, and the push will come top in response from Mushi, but at least slowing down that death.
This looks really good for Orange right now. They're gonna get 2 towers for 1, and that bomb tower doesn't really accomplish much. Okay, so they are gonna TP back to defend, so that's fine then.
The KYXY is gonna TP back as well. Black Hole's going down in 3 seconds, but there's a lot of backup here. They are gonna get the tier 1 top. Mushi's gonna pick it up to 1400 gold. Infest the creep to heal up a little bit of HP, and back into the jungle they go. So actually not completing the Manta yet, going for a BKB, which I suppose you need this game, because there is a magic missile, but nonetheless, there's still other ways to deal with this BKB.
Yeah, there are. I don't know, I think right now what Orange is banking on is that they need to kill 1 target instantly, one of the core heroes. Well, either Queen of Pain or Templar right now. And maybe if he BKBs, then it forces them to focus the Queen of Pain, and if the Queen of Pain plays smart, then he's just gonna stay back and Orange is gonna be confused.
KYXY about to be very sad. There's a trap and a Shadow Strike. That's a nice long-range way to initiate without an actual stun. Now the real stun comes in. It's a Malefice TP reaction for Beastmaster, but gotta be careful. He's gonna cancel his TP. 2 TPs canceled for nothing. And a lot of economic damage done beyond the initial kill there.
And they still have control of the opponent's force. They're actually farming every now and then, so they're getting a lot of gold from it right now.
Queen of Pain has her Orchid. It's on the way right now in the courier. It's going to make a pit stop mid first. And Weaver's caught up. He's got a Vitality booster. He's got level 2 the Swarm and a Drum. He's not a big DPS here by any means, but he's a nuisance in the team fights, and he's got an Aegis as well, so he can be really aggressive. Here comes the... Oh, they're going to look to gank the courier. There's their blink and the silence of Mushi, so he cannot go inside range. Now lifted up, but they don't quite have the burst because TA wasn't here. The Queen of Painel will be dodged. This is like the best fight for Orange, or for ABC rather. Nice armlet toggle in the middle of the fight by Mushi, but he gets black hole. No armlet toggle for you. He'll die to the meld. That roar, that was canceled really quickly, but nonetheless the entangle onto Wayne. Ohio dropping low. Ohio will fall, and now the chase on the KYX fight by the Eidolons. They're surrounding him. They may actually go on him now. Mushi actually bought back, but not accomplishing anything with that buyback. And now they're just going to back off. They didn't lose any of their core heroes.
Yeah, and they didn't even lose the Aegis. And their blackout got count. Like, that fight looked fairly bad for ABC. They used a Queen of Pin ulti on one hero, the Nyx, who tanked it quite a bit. Their blackout didn't get off. Like, it got instantly cancelled and everything, and they still won the fight with using the Aegis. It just shows how ahead they are right now, like, especially with the mech.
Yeah,
they can't burst down anybody, and they need to burst down with their lineup. They need to war and kill anybody, and they can't.
And the early Orchid, you just see how good it is against Lifestealer. I mean, it's almost like Mushi has to worry about going for a BKB, or gets so tanky he can live through it, but even that's a tall order, because he's up against a lot of minus armor between TA and the Swarm. This is not an easy game to be a Lifestealer.
He actually went playmill, which is, I guess, a pretty good item choice, considering what you just said.
At the same time, though, I mean, I feel like they could still kill him off with the Queen of Painel if they get one good meld hit, even with the plate mail. He's going to be low enough that he probably has to run anyway.
Yeah, they can.
Yeah, now they're going to pressure mid. The Aegis is probably about to expire. In fact, it already has. Nope, maybe they're just going to continue to farm, so they're just playing Starvation Dota.
They're taking over the opponent's forest, and which is really good for them, because, you know, they're both farming the lanes, but they're gaining less force, so they're just gonna slowly take control of the gold advantage.
And it looks like Net's gone for the 2-2-2 build on Venge, which is definitely something I have not seen a whole lot of. But, I mean, I think one of the keys for Orange is that they're really reliant on maxing out all those auras to reach their peak, and Ohio has 0 points in Inner Beast. Net only has 2 points in his aura, and these supports are very... these heroes are quite easily burst down at that, so... The R stack's not really that effective if the heroes that provide the Rs just die almost immediately, or don't have them at all. So I feel like that's a big benefit of their lineup that's just not... It's not being used at all, and they have an infested Beastmaster right now. But... no way to really initiate with this. Infest feels kind of useless right now.
I think Orange is feeling choked right now, and they're gonna go for an all-in strategy. They bought a gem on the VS, and I feel like if they lose one more team fight, they're just gonna GG out.
Well, they're really far behind, about 7.5k gold, but it feels like a lot more. And just the way the lanes are being pressured, it's only KYX who's been getting farm as of late. Mushi, well, just sitting inside Ohio, tons of farm time being wasted. And ABC is playing this very smart, very defensively, farming the H's together. They're wise to the fact that Orange is behind and feeling a little bit desperate, and they're just not going to give any openings. And Mushi's still inside Ohio. This is like a solid 2 minutes. Not farming at all.
All-in strategy coming from them right now.
I mean, Mushi has been showing himself in a lane all game, but this might actually work because they're rotating towards the bottom lane. They're going to create some Eidolons. So they're infesting Ohio, but then they're running anyway. So unfortunately, the whole point of infesting is really to bait, but they see 4 heroes coming bottom, and they decide they don't want to risk that fight, so more time being wasted for Mushi. Really feeling pinched.
Yeah, good hawk by Ohio scouting the 4-man. If they went for that, they would have lost the game right there. They're already about to lose the game though.
They still haven't gotten the tier 1 mid. It's gonna be glyphed. It's in deny rage. The bear can't do anything, so this will be a denied tower.
No, I'm not sure if they want to deny that tower.
Well, the bear's pretending like it's gonna auto attack, but of course he's not in range. Are just going for this. They're smoked up. Ohio is Mushi still infested inside of Ohio. They will deny the tower. Now the bear gets Malphus. The bear will die, but they do have a resummon. Still lurking on the high ground. Still trying to fight. I've never seen an infest last this long. This is like 3 or 4 minutes of infest. Mushi just says, I'm not coming out of here until we have a fight, damn it. And, well, they're about to have that fight, charging up the high ground. No roar, doesn't find it. Now the BKB on FC, he's not going to take any damage during this fight. And Winter Magic's still rage, so he won't be an easy kill. Ohio's going to melt. Mushi's still alive at full HP, but Black Hole catches out too. The swap, I think he actually misclicked there. Swapped his ally out instead of canceling the Black Hole. Not going to matter in the end, though. Net getting chased, he'll drop. And now, Wang Wang in a little bit of trouble. Mushi's still standing and delivering, but these semi-carries are about to turn around. I look to kill him off. Mushi will fall. The chase onto the lone druid. This will be the next in line. This is going to be all of the cores dead, as well as only one support who lives in the end. The lone druid's going to drop. And I guess Venge just meant to swap the Shadow Demon out by mistake there.
This is a pretty amazing play. He actually swapped an illusion.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he swapped the Beastmaster illusion, so that's even worse. Like, this is such good play by ABC. That BKP pickup shows us how much they understand like how the lineups between both teams work right now. He gets the BKB, he pops it, runs in, and they can't ignore the Templar because he does too much damage. So you have to war him. But if you war him, you can't kill him anyway because he's BKB'd. So then once you war him, the Queen of Pain comes in, the Reaver comes in. They're allowed to do anything they want.
And they also got that gem, by the way. So that's another 1,400 gold swing. Drops the gem. Winter's got it now, and the gold lead mounts. Teammate, and this is an interesting storyline coming into this game because the last time these two teams met, Orange just absolutely smashed ABC. ABC is kind of a work in progress, if you will. It's a team where they actually have a stand-in plane. FCFC is playing for Lane, who's technically their 5th man right now, playing really well at that. And you know the roster's not even finalized. The team's still a work in progress, and they got destroyed by Orange last time. It's Winter's old team, but Team Winter looking good in this game 1. It is a best out of 5, but it's going to be hard to lose from here.
Yeah, well, they can still come back from the best of 5. The thing about Dota is that unlike basketball, where like you can be like 50-0, but you don't really have like you don't have an item advantage, Whereas in Dota, like once you get an advantage, any team can stomp any other team. Even a team that got stomped can stomp again the next team. I mean, even if a team gets stomped the first game, they could stomp the next game, So, just because they got stomped last time doesn't mean they're way worse than the opponent.
Oh no, Mushi caught in a bad position. They were kind of waiting for this, but can he bring Winter down? Winter's got the gem. He gets mech'd up. He's still alive. Will they black hole? No black hole yet. 50 seconds to go. Not even remotely close to being ready. In fact, the chase going out. Queen of Pain throws out the ult. They will kill off Mushi. That's the big kill. Everybody TPing away. Head for the hills, they say. Weaver picks up one more. The Beastmaster dies to the bugs in the fountain, I believe.
He dies to Kuchi.
No, he died to the bugs, it looks like, at the base.
Yeah, he died in the base, but he died at Sakuchi.
Okay.
It's really weird.
His lifeless corpse deposited there, and they still have the Aegis on the TA, so things still looking quite good for ABC. All their cores are fat. Even the Weavers, I mean, look at the Weaver. Even he's reasonably far to this point. Yasha is up, Vitality Booster, Drums, Utility for the most part, but it's all they really need.
Such good items, like choices. They're going for this tank. The Queen of Pain's gonna go X, the Reavers just want Drum Vitality Booster. Because they realize the only way Orange can win a team fight is if they focus one down with the war. And they're just unable to do that right now. No one's dying.
Yeah, Orange actually doesn't have much burst damage. They could have incredible physical damage output with their lineup, but the Beastmaster only has 1 point in her beast. The Venge pretty much dies right away every fight. And the Lifestealer only has an Armlet and Treads, which actually doesn't hit that hard at this point in the game. So they don't even have much burst. And I mean, even with the Roar, it's just not enough.
They have decent burst, but it's not enough. Against the mech, against the item choices of ABC, the BKB, the Yasha, it's not like a Blink Dagger TA that has to stay back the entire time. He has armor, he has HP, he has the magic immunity, so...
Now they're going to look to push top. They haven't actually broken high ground yet, but you got to feel it's coming. And Orange has some good heroes to try and punish mispositioning, but as long as ABC just pushes safely, doesn't overcommit, it's only a level 1 swap, so they can't, and they don't have the Ags up on Beastmaster yet, so they don't have any way to really punish your positioning.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Looks like they're going to go for it here. Double damage up on Weaver, 2,000 gold as well. Aegis still up on the TA. Demon Edge selected, and the push gonna commence. The Druid Bear doing what it can, but it's not gonna live long against all this Midas armor. Look at that, 1 melt crit, a few auto attacks from the Weaver, already down to barely any health. Might have to go back to Fountain. But does he have time to even heal it? Doesn't look like it. And they
don't have the levels to swap them right now. The level 1 swap isn't enough.
Yeah,
they're just so under level, so under farm.
And they can't waste the Roar either. They've got to use it at the most opportune moment, but when is that moment gonna come? And they're also playing this really smart as far as the supports code. The Enigma's staying way back up on top of the hill with a Blink Dagger, so they're never going to be able to initiate on him. Oh, the fight's about to break out. There's your silence on net. Taking a lot of damage. BKB, Queen of Pain on also third, and they really just wanted net dead. They do get the 1 kill. Now they're going to muscle down the Rax a little bit. Not falling just yet. Taking some damage. Maleficus on the bear. The Rax under siege. The Rax will fall. ABC, oh, they don't actually finish it. So a small victory for Orange. They will deny it. But denying base towers is a very small victory indeed. And now round 2 of the push will commence.
Yeah, the mech's gonna be back in 10 seconds too.
No BKB for TA, but she has Aegis, so even then, not the biggest loss in the world. And the Rax just being chipped away upon. Enigma just needs to be careful not to get caught. Mushi will get roared. It was actually, or no, not roared, but just stunned rather. And Infest inside the bear, pops back out. Armlet Toggle as much as he can. Won't be able to escape. The Armlet Toggle was on cooldown there for the final one. And then Ohio, Shadow Strike Silence, driven back. Was actually not able to roar due to that silence, but just didn't have an opening. Anyway, GG from Orange. They get absolutely crushed in this game 1. Celebratory black hole from Wang Wang. I gotta say, this is not looking like the same ABC we saw play Orange a week ago or so.
Yeah, just very good play overall. I feel like in the laning phase, they actually were in a disadvantage. Like their bottom lane was getting crushed, but I think there was 2 turning points. The first one was the Beastmaster was getting destroyed middle, and he got ganked. But the bigger one was when they decided to 4-man push bottom, Orange, and they lost 2 towers, lost a lot of HP on another tower, and they only got 1 tower.
Yeah, and they also missed out on a lot of farming time too, and we sort of saw the effects of that all game long, as Venge never really got many levels. Same for the Shadow Demon, and these are 2 heroes that levels can be very, very helpful on. And, I mean, even just getting levels of Disruption, the cooldown goes down, maybe you get to use it 2 times the fight. Obviously for the Venge, the Aura, the Hal, the level 2 swap would have been huge for them. And then it just felt like they were desperate, and any chance they had of coming back was solely based on just hoping that ABC would make a big, big mistake, and that only put them farther behind. So guys, don't go anywhere. This is a best out of 5. ABC takes game 1. Winter has arrived. He's not coming anymore. He's arrived. He's taking game 1, but Mushi not done yet. Team Mushi gonna try to bounce back in this game number 2. Whoever wins this series will take home $1,000. The loser, only $500. I'm LD. He's Eternal Envy. If you enjoy his casting, be sure to follow him. Twitter.com/EternalEnvy1991. As for me, Twitter.com/LDDota. Stay tuned. Game 2 coming up soon.